Howdy. This video will focus on solving the quadratic equation by square root. Okay, so what are these solutions we're talking about? The solutions to a quadratic equation are the roots and the zeros and the x-intercepts. Imagine that. Alright, so we find these by setting our equations equal to 0, as in 0. Okay, so as in y equals 0 equals f of x. Alright, so f of x can equal 0 if we use f of x, and then y equals 0. Got it? Good. Now, why set the equation equal to 0? We set the y equal to 0 because our x-intercepts are the solution. And for x-intercept, we have a coordinate pair right there, right? And when it comes to our coordinate pair of the x-intercept, what is always equal to 0? Our y-coordinate. See, look, y is always equal to 0 on the x-intercepts. So that's why we set our equation equal to 0, because we have y equals 0. Alright. Solving a vertex form. Alright, so first, we have our vertex form right there. So let's go ahead and set it equal to 0. Done. Alright. Next, solve for x by moving k over to the other side. So we're going to go ahead and just move k over to the other side. So there it is. So negative k equals a, parentheses x minus h, parentheses squared. Okay. Next, then dividing by a. So then we're going to divide both sides by a to get x minus h squared by itself. Now, how the heck do you get rid of the squared sign out there? Well, squared, the opposite of squared is square rooting. So we're gonna square root both sides. Just like that. Okay? But, as we know, we can't square root a negative. So I'm going to assume that k divided by a is positive. So that's why I got rid of the negative. There's no negative there anymore, because you can't divide by negative. If you divide, you can't square root a negative. If somehow on your tests or quizzes or homeworks or whatever you square root a negative, that means there are no solutions when square rooting a negative. Okay, anyway, so then take the square root, and now to get x by itself, finally move a to the, that's supposed to be h. Move h to the other side. So I just added h to both sides. Now, another tidbit of information. When you take the square root of something, so let's say the square root of 9, that's going to equal 3, and that's also going to equal negative 3. Mind blown, right? Not really, because 3 squared equals 9, and negative 3 squared also equals 9. So the square root of 9 equals plus or minus 3. So that's why we have this mumbo jumbo right there. Because when you square root, you're going to have positive the square root of k divided by a plus h equals x, and negative square root of k divided by k divided by a plus h equals x. Okay? So all this confusion stuff just to do some examples, starting right meow. Alright, so examples. Let's solve this. First, let's set f of x equal to 0. So we're going to have 0 equals x plus 4 squared minus 25. So let's get our 25 over to the other side. So we're going to add 25 to both sides. So now we're going to get 25 equals x plus 4 squared. There is no a. Well, a is 1, so divide both sides by 1. So 25 divided by 1 is just 25. So let's just skip that step. So now we need to take the square root of both sides to get x plus 4 by itself. So the square root of 25 is plus or minus 5. So that's going to give us 5 equals x plus 4, as well as negative 5 equals x plus 4. Okay. This and this. Alright. So now let's solve for x, both x's. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and subtract 4 from both sides. That's going to give us 5 minus 4 is 1 equals x. And negative 5 plus negative 4 is negative 9 equals x. So our two solutions will be 1, 0 and negative 9, 0. So on our graph, one x-intercept will be 1, 0, and the other will be negative 9, 0. So our graph will look something like crazy like that, okay? With negative 25 being all the way down there. Alright? So, there's our first example. Now our last example. Yay, only 2 examples this time, so you better be paying attention. Alright, next example. Let's go ahead and solve for x. Let's solve our equation. So we need to set our equation equal to 0. So 0 equals negative 2 x minus 3 squared plus 8. Now we're going to move 8 to the other side. So move k to the other side. So subtract 8 from both sides. That leaves us with negative 8 equals negative 2 x minus 3 squared. Now we need to get divide both sides by a to get x minus 3 squared by itself. So divide both sides by negative 2. So then negative 8 divided by negative 2 is positive 4 equals x minus 3 squared. And now, to get x minus 3 by itself, we're going to take the square root of both sides. So the square root of 4 equals 2 and negative 2. So 2 equals x minus 3, and negative 2 equals x minus 3. So now we want to solve for x, so add 3 to both sides. So 2 plus 3 is 5 equals x, and negative 2 plus 3 is 1 equals x. So our solutions will be 5, 0, and 1, 0. Alright, so there you have it, guys. There's video 43 over solving by square rooting. And, by the way, we can only do this with vertex form, not standard form. Okay, so thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Remember to do your notes. That's 8 points extra credit. And that's all, folks. See y'all in class.